Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship. So, in this video, I want to talk about how you don't need to be too cool for school, especially when it comes to real estate investing. So, one of the things that I do is I actually invite people to learn about financial literacy and real estate investing, right? And there's a lot of people out there who, for whatever reason, are really opposed to just like taking classes and learning from people who are way more experienced than they are. So, for example, I've taken classes, especially when I first started. I've taken classes about velocity banking, learning how to find deals, learning how to analyze them. What's like the biggest mistake when it comes to real estate investing, learning how to make offers little no money down. So I've learned a lot of things that I never would have learned on my own. And one of the reasons that I started to learn about those things is because I was making 20 grand a year. So if I'm making 20 grand a year and I'm broke, I have no pride and no problems in learning from other people. And one of the things I kind of found out later on in life, especially after I'm not struggling, but I want to share what I've learned in life, is that so many people let their ego get in the way of their success. It's crazy. And it kind of reminds me of a talk that I heard, a long time ago. The speaker was saying, like, yeah, every man knows how to do these two things, or they think they do, right? They know how to pick up women and they know how to get into a fight, or they know how to win a fight. And I remember when I first heard that, I was just like, I must be made differently because I know I suck at those things. I'm going to admit it, right? And if I'm going to learn how to do whatever it is, I want to, sometimes the teacher sucks, right? But I'm always looking for people to learn and grow together with. And that's what, this whole channel is about. And what's really crazy? What's really crazy is that a lot of people, they tell me, oh, they're all in so much debt, and then submit the Google form, and then they do this thing, this weird thing, and I don't know how to explain it, because like every time I ask for people for help, I don't want to waste my time and I don't want to waste their time, right? Because if I'm not have no interest, and this is how a lot of large corporations work, right? Large corporations in general, they have something called a procurement team, and they're very serious about buying a solution in general, right? But what I found is that when working with like individuals, they kind of half dip their toe in the water. So for example, oh, I'm in all this debt and I need help. And then I say, sure, I'll help you out. We got to take some classes together. And then they'll be like, uh, well, this is not going to provide any value to me. And I'm like, okay, well, you're the one who told me they're broke, so I'm not the one who's broke. But a lot of people like that. And again, it's not to make fun of them. It's because our society, and this is kind of what I talked about in our exclusive live stream for members, conditioned us to believe that there's something wrong with us if we don't already know how to do things we have no experience in, right? And that's why so many people fail in not just in real estate investing, but many things. Maybe we'll just say life in general, right? It's a very strange world, and again, don't let your ego be your the reason that your path to success is blocked. Okay, don't let that happen. And I'm just going to give you a personal story of mine where somebody I know did not want to learn with me, right? And again, just because they don't want to learn with me doesn't mean that we can't be friends, right? Like, hey, you do you, I do me, and you've been a good person to me. But sometimes I want to share the things that I've learned, like education, right? Real estate investing education. And I had bought a rental property, and my friend bought a rental property, and my friend had actually been a landlord less than I have, right? It's really crazy, right? But because I understood what I had to do, whether it's regarding being a landlord, learning how to find the property, learning how to analyze it, right? We took pretty much two completely different paths. So even though my friend was a landlord for I think only about a year or so, I think I've been a landlord for about 2 years, if I can remember correctly. But the biggest difference between me and my friend is that my friend refused to take classes and thought like they were unnecessary, right? And I thought I need to learn this before I ever do my first deal. Okay. And so even though we're both landlords, I can't even remember the last time I really talked to my tenant unless I needed to pick up the rent check, right? Like my tenant never bothered me. Sometimes I even forget I have a rental house. Why is that? Because I bought the property right and I screened the tenant. And if you know how to do those two things, um, your life is going to be easy peasy. But my friend who did not take the courses, did not take the education, complained that the tenants are such a headache. Like I've been a landlord longer than my friend has, and I can't even remember a one single time where I had a tenant headache. No, not even one single time. Like I never fought with my tenant. We're in good terms, and she thanks me for paying me the rent. Right? Like isn't that crazy? Whereas my friend who did not take classes decided to invest in real estate, and now is thinking of selling it 1 year later. And I'm like, you see what I'm saying? Like, don't let your ego get in the way of success, and don't sometimes, especially when it's with real estate investing, it's better to not it's better to do no deal than a bad deal, right? Same thing with putting tenants in your rental property. And that's just how real estate works in general. And that's why there's a lot of failed real estate investors, because too many people are too cool for school. And I really think that media in general kind of harms people's perception of real estate investing, because they don't see it as like a skill or as an actual business. It's promoted way too much as like, oh, you just buy any old property and you'll be able to succeed, and your tenant's going to pay the mortgage and blah 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 blah. And there's a lot of failures out there. I mean, take a look at this guy from Reddit, right? I'm a failed real estate investor. Here's what I learned. Hi, I just closed the sale of my second investment property, and I'm officially out of the game. I read the sub religiously for 2 years before making a leap and buying property. So I thought I'd come back and share what I learned and what I should have done differently. My story is common: high income, high cost of living area. Property is crazy expensive. Want to diversify. Looked into the Midwest. Had a property manager and business partner. Bought two duplexes, and then all this s hit the fan, right? So many things happening investing in the Midwest. So you might be like in California, like what could go wrong? The Midwest is so cheap. But again, this is why you have to be educated and you have to learn, right? But so many people don't want to do that. They're too cool for school. I'm not too cool for school. Like I want to be around people who are smarter than me, and I want you to teach me. But so many people are in this weird ego battle that you don't here's the thing: you might not be competing with them, but they might be competing with you, right? That's the crazy nature of our society. But yeah, so again, you know don't be too cool for school. Lots of people fizz out real estate investing. If you just buy the property right, that's like 90% of the battle. And if you're going to be a landlord, selecting the right tenant is 90% of the battle. Why am I sleeping at night and almost kind of forgetting that I have a rental property versus my friend? Because of the tenants that we have, and because I bought it right, right? Like the two major things when it comes to buy and hold or real estate or landlording. Okay. And I did it right because I learned from other people's experiences. All right. All right. Well, this is Korean Atlanta Mentorship. If you're interested in not being too cool for school, go ahead and click the Google form link below. Not only do we learn about financial literacy and real estate investing education, but we get to hang out and chill and talk about whatever in life, right? So go ahead and click the Google form link below, and we'll get a one-on-one Zoom call. All right, have a great day, everybody. We'll speak next time.